Hey everyone, it's Bryan here with the Casual Tryhard podcast, and I'm going to record that long promised video of some standard play. Hopefully, I do better than I have done recently. So what I'm going to play today is kind of the new hotness. It's Jeskai Planeswalker deck, and the list I have up here right now is kind of a mix of the John Rolfe deck that he tweeted out a few days ago and kind of popularized. And then today, Savitz, the guy who finished like second in the Mythic Invitational, or fourth or something, tweeted out. So the core of the deck is Teferi Time Raveler, because this is a messed up magic card. Your opponent has to play at sorcery speed. You can instant speed some sorceries if you plus him. And what he's really here for is to minus, put a creature back in your opponent's hand, and draw you a card. This is also really good against Experimental Frenzy. You play this and then bounce their Frenzy, and they never get to get a Frenzy going. But he's really here to just buy you a bunch of time. And then you have Narset, Parter of Veils. Narset's been described as a 3-mana dig through time, because effectively you get to look at the top 8 cards of your library and over the course of 2 turns and put 2 in your hand. And keeping your opponent from drawing more than 1 card a turn does make it hard for some control decks. And then you win the game on the back of Sarkhan the Masterless. So you've got a bunch of Planeswalkers, you stick a Sarkhan, and you make them all dragons, and you bash. So where the Savitz list and the Rolfe list different is John Rolfe is relying on the legendary sorceries of 2 Urza's Ruinous Blast and 1 Jaya's Immolating Inferno. Those in this list basically become Deafening Clarions, just as a way to have some more early interaction. The Savitz list has Lava Coils, which John Rolfe doesn't have. So there's a few little differences here. I think the big thing that Savitz does is has Expansion Explosion. This deck has a tendency to flood out, and so being able to explode something and draw some cards is really good. And then you have Thibblethip to draw you cards early on and just be a chump blocker, because basically you're just trying to hold on until you kind of set up your wall of Planeswalkers. Dovin does the same thing, taxes your opponent's spells, and helps you set up your defenses and can blank a creature for a couple turns. Spell Pierce is just early interaction. It just lets you snag spells that might matter early on in the game. You need to make sure you lead this up, because you don't have a lot of interaction. So I lost the game where I was like, oh, it's fine, I don't need to leave blue up, and then they resolved a Planeswalker. And I was like, okay, there won't be another Planeswalker, then they resolved another one. And Spell Pierce would have swung that game. So it's really your only, some of your only early interaction. Karn's just here. There's 1 of to draw cards. Kasmina helps you avoid flood. John Rolfe is on 2 Spark Devils. The Savitz list is on 1. And Spark Devil's a card that is really good sometimes. Like when you have Planeswalkers and you're like, oh, if I could just have another Teferi Time Raveler, I'd win this game. But it's also really bad when you have no Planeswalkers and you draw it and it just doesn't do anything. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. The mana base is basically all your blue and red duels. Has 2 basic islands. Oops, I'm going to get the sideboard in there yet. Has 2 basic islands. One of those could probably be Sulphur Falls. You have a little more white mana with the extra Clifftop Retreat to help you cast Deafening Clarion. And then you have Interplanar Beacon, which this card really helps against the red matchups, because you can get to a point where every Planeswalker you play is 2 or 3 life, and that gets you really far ahead. The sideboard is, so this is more the Savitz sideboard, so they both have 4 Dovin's Vetoes for the control matchup. They have Lyra to help with creature matchups in mono red. They have some Prison Realms that come in as general removal. Lava Coils are here, again, to help with the early aggressive decks. Savitz had the Search for Escantas. Again, I think this is more for the control matchups and lets you do something with your mana. And then I had made some changes and I had one spot left and I put in Urza's Ruinous Blast, because Urza's Ruinous Blast is just going to be good against, if I can highlight it, it's going to be good against like Bant, where if you get to resolve it, you're just going to clean up all of their creatures, or most of them, and then be able to kind of go from there. So I want to run this through one of the best of one queues. I've been playing it best of one just to get a sense of how the deck works and the interactions, and I haven't played this exact build. Like I said, the hard matchups are really red, and this is going to really shore that up, and will also probably help against like the Bant decks, because you're going to be able to stop their early build up. So let's get into one of these guys here, and where's that? Of course, my recording thing is right in the way, and I can't get to what I want to do. Oh, I guess I'm already in it, so okay, cool. High quality content. Spend some gold. And Jeskai Planeswalkers number 3. You can tell I've been messing around with the list a little bit, and this prison deck is a blue-white Planeswalker prison deck. Now, another difference between the Savitz deck and the John Rolfe deck is Savitz isn't playing the Moxambers, even though it's on my box. And I think they're just a bad top deck, and you don't really need to ramp that hard. So, but it might be right to put it in. Like I said, I haven't played this exact version. The core of Teferi and Narset, you can kind of do whatever you want on the top end. Like, I was playing Nicol Bolas's today just for fun. This seems fine. We can fix any problems. We get to draw a card. Should help us hit our land drop to play Kasmina. And Teferi also, when he bounces, draws you a card. So all in all, should be good. Teferi does not bounce Planeswalkers, which I have found very frustrating when I've tried to bounce Planeswalkers. Right, dot erasure. Cool. So this is supposed to be a good matchup. Like, we just draw a ton of cards. So I don't know what they're supposed to do. What with us drawing a million cards each turn. There's the win con. Get some white mana out here. And cast everyone's favorite homunculus. Alright. So like if they play like a thief here, we just time raveler it and then buy ourselves some time. Okay, search. So I kind of just have to jam into a possible Spell Pierce here. I mean, if they have it, amen. They don't. So we're going to eat their previous turn. And say go. So we're already like, we've already drawn 2 extra cards this game. Right, now they have to cast their Chemist's Insight on their turn, and they can't counter any of my spells now. Search. That's fine. Interplanar Beacon doesn't matter a whole lot. I didn't attack. I probably should have attacked last turn. Maybe I did attack. I don't know. Get in there with him. We'll cast Mina. We're gonna tick her down. I think at this point we can get rid of just the basic island, and we'll tick up to Teferi. Now, like at this point, we could maybe even like Sarkin and start like bringing the beats, because we have like 8 power worth of Planeswalker dragons on the board next turn. But I don't know if we want to do that. Right? I don't want to like turn on Mortifies and stuff. Sure. Okay, we're not turning on Mortifies and stuff now. So let's be responsible here. Let's tick down Kasmina. Get a Dovin. We'll ditch Sulphur Falls. Interplanar Beacon, Sarkhan. Right, now, usually I would just take down and make a dragon and try to set up for next turn, but this is basically a 2-turn clock, and I have Teferi as protection. I can't do anything right now. And I have another Sarkhan, so even if they kill my Sarkhan, they have to, like, Vraska's Contempt my Sarkhan, and then I don't just kill them, but come really close. Yep. We're gonna see here. Clifftop Retreat. Sarkhan, gain some life. We'll uptick again. I'll attack. And they'll concede. Right, so we just draw so many cards. I think the control matchup's hard for them, just because I'm going to see way more cards in them. And Teferi is just backbreaking. Did just try to order for the tournament next week for the MCQ. I just put it in order with like rush shipping in hopes of it getting here by Friday or Saturday. Well, by Friday, because Saturday we have to leave. So I'm going to have to like sleeve up a deck that doesn't have Teferis and cross my fingers that they show up. Because I think everyone's on some sort of Teferi deck right now. Like everyone on the team. We have stuff for aggro. We have early interaction. We have a hammer. Yep, this is a keep. And also having Interplanar Beacon. Right, making all of our Planeswalkers gain us a life plus gain us life if they're attacked. Okay, so this is probably Gruul. So Spell Pierce probably isn't great here. Clarion's probably good. Right, I don't want to just Clarion like a, what is he called? Oh. Well, if you're going to just give me a card for something I thought was going to get no value, I will take it. Alright, let's gain a life. Find something. Probably Dovin. Like if they play like a Spellbreaker next turn and they haste it, they'll kill Narset. But that's fine. Alright, so now I need like a Teferi. Okay, another Kasmina. The not drawing cards is not a huge thing with Gruul. And then we're going to get rid of a Hallowed Fountain, I guess. Because like I can chump here to protect Kasmina, then Clarion if the creature is not too big. Okay. Okay. I accept these terms. Alright, so we can do the same thing we did before, put them on a 2-turn clock with Sarkhan. Or we can like, I think we Kasmina first, because we can just Teferi and bounce Rhythm. Let's not discard our land here. Yeah. Okay. So I think the line that wins us the game the fastest is Sarkhan. Sure. Sarkhan uptick. I mean, with 6 loyalty, like, this is going to take a lot for them to attack through. They might be going to scoot phase now. I'll attack. So get in for 10 on turn 5. I'm 100% in on this. I mean, technically they could shock something, but whatever. I don't have the warm snuggy blanket of Teferi to protect me. And the next turn, I at least have one 4/4 flyer. I mean, if they Chain Whirler me, which, like, they have to play a mountain, or I have to play Red Source to Chain Whirler me, I still have a 4/4, and I can, like, Teferi whatever, and then attack for 4 and attack for 4 again. And if they play a creature, they just die. If they play a creature that doesn't kill... Oh, okay. Or they do that and they just die. We'll play Teferi. Sure. Not that there's anything they can do with no mana, but, you know. Better safe than sorry. There we go. I mean, there they could have, if they were playing, like, if they had more creatures, they could have applied pressure, but they just didn't really have a draw that was suited to that. And getting to Spell Pierce that Cinder Vines, when I thought that card was going to get me, was basically going to have no value, was quite good. Alright. Yeah, this is a great Spell Pierce, Steam Vents in a Thibbly Thip, and eat your second or third turn play, and to do it again into Sarkhan. Yes, please. Alright, I mean, Thibblethip's job is just to draw you a card and die. Like, you just need him to soak up some damage. Okay. We are in the mirror, or like the blue-white Planeswalker more. So what they can do here is they can play Thibblethip and have up Spell Pierce. Yep, Thibblethip have up Spell Pierce. So I'm gonna attack and see if they block. Okay, so now that turns off their Spell Pierce, which is good for us. And Bouncing Moxhammer doesn't do anything, so I'm just going to tick up. Okay, so you can downtick on nothing, and this being the Planeswalker match, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of targets. So I'm going to downtick on nothing. Well, I'll downtick on their Moxhammer. Doesn't really do anything, but it's just going to let me try to get to some action. Ah, Kasmina. We've got... I don't think our life total is an issue, so I'm going to shock in a Steam Vents. I'm going to play Kasmina, and this is going to let us get rid of some of these lands. And we're also going to now have a clock. Okay, it could have let us get rid of some lands, but, you know, about that. Okay. So now at this point, I think we're on Sarkhan, try to hit him for 10. Alright, Mobilize District, Moxhammer, Kasmina. Okay, they can't Spell Pierce me. But I can Spell Pierce them, maybe. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go shields down. And we're going to, because they have the mobilized district, we're going to go shields. Let's cast Mina first. Be a responsible adult. Okay, that's Dovin. So we can get rid of Sacred Foundry. Yeah, so we're gonna be a responsible adult here. So we're gonna plus Teferi. We're gonna make some dragons. We're gonna have some cast Mina on cast Mina Violence. And we're gonna Teferi at them. Right now we have back our 2 creatures to block for our planeswalkers, so we can know we have cast Mina. Okay, big Teferi. Alright. That's a sticky wicket. But if they downtick, I can just downtick on their. I don't even have to downtick on their creature. I can just lava coil their creature. I'm gonna lava coil their nerd. I'm going to send one guy there, one guy them. Alright, so they can get 2 of my 3-mana planeswalkers next turn. So now I'm gonna Dovin, which again, I'm shields down here. Oh no, I'm not. There we go. I'm going to prevent all the damage their mobilized district can do, and I'm going to shock and esteem vents, which just screams I have a spell pierce, but you know, I have a spell pierce. So they can tick up their blast zone to blow up Teferi and Dovin next turn. Or they can do that, and I'm going to just spell pierce that. And they're going to concede. I think it was an early concession, but maybe their hand was utter trash. So I've taken some aggressive lines with Sarkhan, which are predicated on me like keeping my Sarkhan for another turn. So where I would win in like 2 turns. The one game where I had 2 Sarkhans, it was fine. This last time, I kind of didn't have a way to close the game. If I would have made a dragon, I would have at least had a 4/4. Hand's great. I'm great. We'll keep it. Alright, they're on 6. I am still great. I'm going to go Steam Vents. That way, if we draw one of the check lands, we can definitely cast Thibbly Fib. Alright. Okay. So now, this being a creature matchup, Teferi just gets to start, especially since it's on the play, Teferi just gets to start eating their next plays. Or Thibblethip gets to block. Okay, sure. Their life total doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Teferi. I'm going to be able to block the Wild Growth Walker. I'm just going to bounce their Mana Dork, right, to keep them off of Jade Light if they're going to use this to find a land. Sure. So now I'm just going to throw Thibblethip in front of this Wildgrowth Walker. I'm assuming it's going after Teferi. Yep. And I can see an argument for like having one Mox Amber in the deck, just as a way to defend, as a way to like get ahead, because like a Mox Amber would be good here. So I'm gonna Thibblethip. Or do I want to Narset? So like he dies next turn regardless, but gains me a bunch of life. I don't know what I'm trying to Thibblethip into here. But I'm going to try to Thibblethip. Alright, I'm gonna shock this in. I'm gonna pay 2 life to hold up expansion in case there's a removal spell. I mean, stranger things have happened. Right, we're gonna have a giant Wildgrowth Walker. Like Teferi's gonna gain me a ton of life. And again, like I'm not super worried about their life total. Right, we're just gonna get to a point where I have a million life. This is at me, and this is at Teferi. So I block here. I uptick Teferi, and that doesn't really do anything. If I block, because next turn I can Teferi, bounce Wildgrowth, keep my life total high, and then like Narset. So let's land. Let's tap you to add colorless. Tap you to add blue and white. Tap you to add whatever. We'll play Teferi. Now he's gonna die, but again, I'm just trying to get set up, right? Like now, if they go like Wildgrowth Walker and no Explorer creature, I get to Deafening Clarion them and have a Narset on board. So like if they go like whatever it is, Llanowar Elf, Wildgrowth Walker. Okay, well, Karn's a problem. I mean, YOLO no fear into Karn there. I'll give you a Drowned Catacombs. I'm going to make you tick down your Karn. Cool. I see your Karn, and I raise you my own. So let's Deafening Clarion, which is going to clean up all these nerds. Alright. I'm going to shock in. Like, now if I had a Spell Pierce, I would hold up the Spell Pierce and try to get them, but I don't. I'm probably going to draw a spell. I'm probably going to get a Spell Pierce off of my Narset and be sad. Hey, nailed it. I'm going to take the Sarkhan. So at this point, they probably take Vivian. Vivian goes to 6. And I can deal 3 with Expansion Explosion, which is okay. Alright then. Okay. That was not what I was expecting. And then they get the Vivian. Okay. Alright, so let's Do this. Done. Let's uptick. They can't make a dragon because the dragon just gets eaten by, what's it called? Lily or by Vivian. So we're gonna do, I'll go at Lily here. I'm gonna shock in this and end turn. I'm assuming their play here is just Vivian. No, I didn't activate my Narset to leave it around. So I have flying attackers next turn. Because flying attackers plus expansion explosion can kill off some planeswalkers here. If it Crisis me, I'm in trouble. If they try to Vraska's Contempt, I expansion explosion it, and I look very smart. But this feels like a Crisis. This feels like a Crisis. Let us see. Yeah, there we go. 5/5 flyer is problem. What problem is? 5/5 flyer is what problem is. Okay, that's fine. Yep. Okay. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can deal 4 with expansion explosion, which gets a Liliana off the board. And then I can have a dragon. I can have a dragon left over if to protect one of my guys. Yeah, let's just, I know it's not the best to do it on my other Prelate land. Let me just make a dragon. Are these playing main deck negate? You know what, I don't want to get negated. Screw it. This is, if I knew better if the list played main deck negate, I would know if I could do this like in their upkeep, but them being tapped out. Okay. So now at this point, one planeswalker down. Okay. Trigger mana cost 3 or less. That would get rid of my dragon, so I'm going to do that. So this lets them grow their Wild Growth Walker out of Deafening Clarion range. I'm going to get some 2/2s that can handle this stuff on the ground. Yeah, this kills my dragon as well. There's a lot of things that kill my dragon here. It's fine. I'll lose my walkers. I've got a full hand again, which is good. Yep. Like a Deafening Clarion would be good here. Or like a little Teferi. Alright. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 mana. I think I want to Narset first. Because like if I rip out a Deafening Clarion, whew, that was bad. That was super bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can cast Mina, get a 2/2 to block their 2/2. Deafening Clarion. Okay, like a card late. Okay. I can still Lava Coil the Wild Growth Walkers. That's not the end of the world here. I'm going to lose one of these. But I'm going to lose both of them. Because this just eats one. And I can't really leave up enough. What did they take? Okay, yeah. So I lose both. For sure. See, they have 37 cards, 34. So I've drawn a few more cards than them, even though they crisis me. Yeah, I thought the 3 for winning them with the Deafening Clarion would be enough, but not quite. Okay. Okay. Now you Vraska. Did you tap that and not leave your forest untapped? You had 2 forests. Like, yeah, they kind of tapped. I think they got auto tappered. Yep. So killing our sets. Card of Vivian, another crisis. Yay! A land. Okay. Sure. Davriel. Okay. You get to have Glacial Fortress. Sure, I'll block. Alright. What do we need here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This makes 10. So I have to Deafening Clarion. With that, I don't think that Sark can make a dragon is good enough. Alright, so let's uptick Karn here. I get a Spell Pierce, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that card's bad here. I'm gonna attack Vraska, because why not? Gonna Deafening Clarion. Let's not just give my guys lifelink. So now at this point they get a giant crisis, like a giant crisis with Nissa. I will discard a Spell Pierce. You know what? No. We're gonna hope that they like draw a bunch of cards and forget and let me get them with the Spell Pierce. Branchwalker. Which cards do you have? 33. Somehow I've still drawn more cards than them. Strange. So this is why this situation over here is why people are now like jamming Elder spells into their main deck. I saw a Zach Elsick like Esper list that had 3 Elder spells in the main, which is making a statement. Right, gonna make like I don't know, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, showed some restraint. Okay. Should have been a little bit bigger to like... Oh no, because you get the land. Sure, kill Karn. Elf. Cute. Branchwalker. Also cute. Vivian, I'm assuming graveyard. Yeah, we're pretty much done here. Sarkin. I'll make them down take Vivian, or at least be able to block some stuff. Like, there's no, like, uptaking Sarkin there, puts him at 6, but that's just, like, whatever. This at least gets 3 loyalty off of Vivian. Sure. Give you... Oh, even land should have given him the otherness, though. Yeah, well, that cost me the game there. All those tight plays, and now it's just all for naught. Yeah, we're on the, like, deck them plan. Somehow stay alive long enough to deck them. So again, they have to kill Sarkin here, so that saves me 3 damage. And I don't know if there's like a sequence of plays that, or draws that get me there. Like, I don't know, like Narset into Teferi, into Bounce something, into Deafening Clarion would clean up some of the mess. Like, this is where, like, Urza's Ruinous Blast would be good. Right? It would just clean up all the garbage. They'd still have all their Planeswalkers, but I would not just be dead. Sure. Yep. Yep. So, like, the mid-range creature decks, like, I know that Bant were an underdog too. So I think this Sultai Planeswalker build is probably very similar. Right, and being Jeskai, I don't have any good ways in the main to take care of Planeswalkers. Deck plays, like I said, 3 Prison Realms in the sideboard, I think, to help with Planeswalkers in like early aggression. Okay. Hallowed Fountain into Thibblethip into gain 2 life play into Nissa. In. Seems reasonable. Hey opponent, I'm trying to like make a video here. I'm trying to be like fast paced and entertaining. You're over there like thinking about your like 3 spells, 4 land, 3 spells, 4 land hand. Come on now. Play your land. Okay. So Interplanar Beacon's going to be a beating. Right, 2 of them, like all of my spells gaining me 2 life, is going to be a beating if this is mono red. Come on, like you have a shock. It's cool. Oh. I don't know what this is. I am confused. It's your boy. It's your boy who draws a card. Alright. Cool. Okay. I want to save Thibble to... Alright, Sarkin. Slow your roll. I want to save Thibblefip to prevent damage to my Planeswalker. So here I get like a bubble plus a block. So I take no damage this turn. Like Dovin takes no damage. So if they attack me, I'm fine with that. Like I won't block. Like I think protecting Dovin's more important. Okay, Pyromancer. Take 2. Okay, Dovin's already putting in work. I will block. Right at this point, like the game ends to a Deafening Clarion. We're gonna again bubble guy. Gonna Nissa, gain 2 life. Okay, so we're looking for a Deafening Clarion now to. He doesn't seal it up, but he's a step in the right direction here. Play tap land. Right. We may also be on the Sarkin make a dragon plan. Right, because making a dragon makes it so they can't attack. Like they have to kill Sarkin before they can attack. Because the dragons deal 1 damage to everything. Are we just going at me here or not Narset? What are we doing? Help me. I don't know what to do. Come on. Great. This deck is weird. Like a lot of your permanents are just there to like gain you some life and don't really matter. Alright, so my Narset's at 1. So they have like Chain Whirler next turn. That's annoying. I guess just like keeping me from not activating it. So we're gonna pay 2 life. We're gonna play a Sarkin. I'm gonna assume he's gonna die. But whatever. I'm gonna make a dragon. Because they have 4 cards. Like they have to have Shock and Lightning Strike in their hand. Like almost positive they have a Shock from turn 1. But like Shock, have a dragon. Like eat a Shock, have a dragon is fine. Next turn we can like Narset plus Teferi. Shock. Because they don't shock, they can't ever like attack. Or I could just like Sarkin plus, and then like if they don't have a way to kill the dragon, like if they want a 2-for-1 themselves to kill this dragon, like fine. I am okay with that. Because like, okay, I go to 14 this turn, and I go up to 16 when I play my Planeswalker. Yep. Oh, okay. It's been real and it's been fun, but it has not been real fun. Alright, please pick up your cards. Yep, there we go. Good talk, everyone. Great, then it was probably play Narset down tick, and then get the beat wagon coming with the with Sarkin over the next 2 turns. Alright. Onward and upward here. I will go first. I will keep this. I'm going to play the island just on the off case that I can spell pierce something. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so I'm just gonna island. It's a little greedy. Like, I don't know what I could possibly get turn one, but you never know. So here we're gonna Sacred Foundry tapped. Again, like I'm willing to just spell pierce. If I want to cast a shock, I'm willing to spell pierce it. Like, not a problem. Sure. I figure next turn's like a Pyromancer or a Steamkin, which a Steamkin's a problem with his hand. Yep, Steamkin is a problem with his hand. Let's Glacial Fortress, Dovin, downtick Dovin here. Alright, so at this point, again, one of the two Lava Coils, a Deafening Clarion, any number of things that aren't a land would be good. No lands and no 5-drops. Like Kasmina would be fine. Would let me like build up a hand here. Okay. Oh, Firebrand. Okay. So Deafening Clarion would be very, very good right now. Sure. A land and I'm probably dead. Because then they just get to go off with Steamkin. Oh, hey. Alright, so let's Lava Coil this. I will downtick Dovin on that. And I will play a Hollowed Fountain tapped. Alright, so now, I don't know, I want to like try to jam an Experimental Frenzy. Or a Chandra. 4-mana spell pierceable thing is what we were looking for there. And we got it. So that's good. I get one more bubble with Dovin. Okay, I get many more bubbles with... Oh. So... yeah, I think we're on bubble. I think we have to make a 4/4 here. Again, they have 2 cards left. They have to kill Sarkhan to be able to attack, which this does kill Sarkhan. Yep. Attacking, I am fine with attack, block, and if they have if they have a spell, if they want to 2-for-1 themselves. Okay. Okay. Planeswalker? Okay, maybe not the best one, but really close. I'm gonna get rid of Glacial Fortress. I'm not gonna play a land, just because, right? I mean, that lets me have another thing to discard with Kasmina next turn. Okay, Chandra is a problem. Okay, well that guy goes away, thank God. I think you were supposed to attack before you played Chandra, just because maybe I don't block. Okay, let's Kasmina. I'll get rid of that. We'll part some Veils here. Now I kind of have a ground force. Do I want to revel some time? No, not really. Let's take a lava coil here. We'll lava coil that. So I've got to keep my life total high because of Chandra. I played my land there because if I draw a spell and then spell with Parter Veils, I don't want to not be able to play the second spell. Wait, so if I'm like 3-drop into, okay. Oh, it doesn't have haste. How would we play the game this long and it doesn't have haste? Okay. Okay, we are blocking here. Like, we're kind of on, I'm Clarion or Satire. I could, like, Clarion, give my guy lifelink. Okay. So we're going to downtick here. Clarion. They have no cards, so we're going to do both. Right. So I can't kill it. Like, I can attack it next turn. Stone don't want to draw land next turn anyway, so I don't need to play the beacon. Okay, they hit a land there. So they have 6. Alright. Can they 18 me next turn? I don't know. It'll be an adventure. Alright, so they take this down, put me to 11. I guess 11ing me is easier than 18ing me. So now they have 7 lands. 7 mana. Yep. I go to 11. Another Chandra. So Steamkin, Chandra, light up the stage? I have a 2/2 Steamkin, or Steamkin, Chandra, or Steamkin, Chandra, Firebrand. Like, if I would have drawn a Dova next turn, like, I'd have won the game easy, or last turn. Just bubble Chandra. What do we hit here? A lightning strike. So now it's gonna be that guy. Okay, so this is an issue. Okay. So I have a 3-turn clock, and then they can play Chandra off of that. Okay. I mean, they just didn't kill me, so that was good. And then we plus and hit a land. There's like no lands left in their deck. Alright, we're gonna play this, say go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now this has haste. I take 5. Okay, so I go to 3. Maybe I should have attacked the Chandra that turn. Maybe I should have drawn a bunch of lands. Yeah. Nope, maybe I could have done something a little different there. I feel like I needed a little gas there. Like an expansion explosion would have got me at least would have like been able to kill something and get me a little bit of protection, or like Teferi bounce. This is fine. It's a little awkward. Right, I need to hit an untapped land to have Clarion up on turn 3. Or to have Teferi. So we'll see it like... I think my first play is Glacial Fortress. No, Sulfur Falls, because I have Lava Coil. And then I can figure out what I want to do from there. Alright, okay. Deafening Clarion will be good. Do I want to just try to jam it now? We're gonna be greedy. Give myself 2 looks at an untapped land. Okay, that is not an untapped land. Good talk deck. Judith, fine. I will block. Cool. Alright. So Glacial Fortress, I'm gonna Lava Coil the Judith. It's just better than Combat Celebrant. I mean, there's an argument that getting the Judith means I can play a Judith, but... Alright, well now I feel kind of dumb about that. But it's fine. It's fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to eat some of their mana. Right, the other Lava Coil in my deck would be great. But I can just... So I'm assuming they're going to kill my Teferi. Bye, buddy. Then they're going to... Okay, Midnight Reaper. Fine. Combat Celebrant. Equally fine. So they get all their cards back if I Clarion them. Let's play a land. We can cast Mina. Done. Get a blocker. And probably ditch Spark Double. So now I can trade with the Midnight Reaper if they attack. Sure. Now this lets me... Sure, whatever. Clarion and not just like refill their hand. And then the second Clarion takes care of the Seraph of the Scales tokens. So I am okay with this. And if there's any shenanigans, I have Spell Pierce up. Yeah, I mean, I take some damage here, they gain some life. But the important thing was that I didn't, like, lose. Sure. I guess the question now is, do I just... No, pay 2 life. Okay, I did that in the, like, exact wrong order, but, you know, hey. Okay, never punished. So I can I can Narset, get one activation on a Narset, see if they play something else to help to clean up with the Clarion here. Hey, it's the second time I've whiffed. Like, there are like a bajillion hits in this deck. Come on now. Okay, that's when everyone sacrifices a creature or sacrifices a permanent. Okay, I have a feeling there's a Bantu incoming. Let's Clarion. Wait, cancel. Alright, it's gonna get in there. See what happens. Sure. I'm going to shock this guy in, pay 2 life. I'm going to Narset, get an expansion explosion. I'm going to play Teferi, gain 2 life. I'm going to plus Teferi, and I'm going to end the turn. So if they cast a Bantu, I can respond by casting Deafening Clarion. Yep. We'll deal 3 damage to each creature at instant speed. That way he has nothing, they have nothing to do. Like, I couldn't let them like sack their lands and then, because like once they pick what they sack, I just take a beating. Like, I think this Bantu deck's interesting. Like, I'm there for it. Like, it's fine. All right. So if they don't play a land, sure. If they don't play a land, what are we gonna do here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna have them pick up their Bantu. Right now they have to draw a land to cast it. And I'm gonna pass the turn. Okay. Let's explosion for a bunch. X equals 4. This way they can't sack the Midnight Reaper. I mean, because they would have drawn 2 cards off of that. Right, they would have drawn the card for it dying plus the card for sacking it to Bantu. Okay, 5, 6s are big. Okay, let's Thibble Boy. See what we get here. Anissa. I'm going to play Nissa, done. Gain a bunch of life. Downtick Nissa, get a Sarkin. I'm going to plus Teferi. I'm going to play this Teferi, making sure I keep the right one so I don't do something dumb. We're going to keep this one. I'm going to downtick on your Bantu again so you don't have... okay, cool. And I'm just going to play Sulphur Falls on the off chance that Spell Pierce is good here. I think Spell Pierce will be bad. but on the off chance, Spell Pierce is good. Bantu. Cool. Seems like a reasonable Magic card. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to uptick Teferi. We're going to downtick Narset. I kind of want... I want to take the other Narset and just be greedy. Because, like, I'm going to be on Dovin, gain all the life. Downtick Dovin. Sarkhan, again, gain all the life. Uptick Sarkhan. Attack. Put you to 16. And we're done. So now I have Spell Pierce up if there's like a Vraska's Contempt or any kind of shenanigans here. I've got a bubble on Bantu, so that can attack me. And like if they don't have a land, like they can't they can Contempt, but they get Spell Pierced. Like, I think I have multiple I have 3 Sarkhans left in my deck. Yeah, I have 3 Sarkhans left. Yeah, no thanks. It's a yikes for me, dog. Yep, there we go. Oh, it's gonna be Uptick Sarkhan Bash. So Sarkhan with a bunch of just dirtly Planeswalkers. I mean, he is a clock. Like, 5 mana, summon, you know, make 2 4/4 hasty dragons when you have Planeswalkers on the board is good. It's real good. Okay. So yeah, we're moving right along here. Playing Winning Magic, pro plays here. I'm going to keep this. Deck plays 26 lands. Deck needs to draw exactly Red Source and Deafening Clarion. I'm gonna play the island first because they may have kept 1 land. Okay, they didn't. Say 1 land light up the stage, and this would have punished them quite nicely. Alright, so there's the Red Source. So we're gonna hope for like Deafening Clarion off the top. Would be by far the best. Okay, that is not what I asked for. We're gonna Narset. Gonna downtick Clarion. Kasmina. Alright, there's an argument that maybe I should have just Lava Coiled there. I'm willing to accept that because, like, right now, I'm just dead to 2 cards in their hand. Okay. Okay, so Narset gave me some life there. I feel like I have to Lava Coil and hope that the top card of their library is a land and the card in hand is a land, which is probably not reasonable, but that is where we are in the world. I mean, I don't know how we win from here. I mean, if they try to like Wizards Lightning me now, like I'm okay with it. Again, we're looking for like Frenzy or, okay, we're not looking for Chain Whirler off the top. That is not a land. That is not the card in your hand being a land. Okay, well. Deafening Clarion, question mark. Another Spell Pierce. Narset. Go to 2 Lava Coil? No. Yep, like this is the joys of mono red is just turn 4 dead. Well, I'll get my turn 5 dead. So I didn't miss a land drop and I killed something. Yeah, you know. So we lost to mono red 3 times. The Deafening Clarions and Lava Coils should help that. The sideboard should also help with the extra Lava Coils and Deafening Clarions. Like, I think that's the biggest hole the deck has. But all in all, I think it's pretty good. I mean, it can play a long game. I think the thing to worry about is now a lot of black decks are jamming the Elder Spell. Just because there's people who just decided that all the Planeswalkers are great. So that's something to look out for. But with that, thanks for tuning in. You can catch us usually on Thursdays at the Casual Tryhard podcast. You can tweet us at Casual Tryhard MTG, and that's where I'm going to be you can tweet at us at Casual Tripod. There we go. And I'll tweet out. I've already tweeted out the John Rolfe and Savich list for these. I'll try to put them in the description. You can find us on Facebook at Casual Tryhard MTG, and you can email us at casualtryhardmtg@gmail.com. And we actually check these things and reply. So with that, we'll catch you at FNM.